Hello， 大家好，欢迎来到 Bryant 的世界，我是 Bryant。这次呢，台北的白石画廊邀请了苏格兰知名的艺术家 Philip Colbert 来到台湾做一系列的展览，而我也非常荣幸的受到白石画廊的邀请，去跟艺术家做一些互动，然后还有体验这个艺术家整体的艺术世界观。那当然我也不会忘记你们，所以我会借由影片呢来带大家体验这个艺术家的艺术世界。那这位 Philip Colbert， 如果你们有关注潮流以及艺术的话，绝对不会陌生，他就是鼎鼎大名、非常常见的龙虾先生。那么这一次呢 ，Philip Colbert 他会在台北的各个角落做一些艺术展览布置，以及一些公共艺术的陈列，所以大家都可以到这些地方去拍照以及打卡。然后在这个影片当中，我也会带到 Philip Colbert 跟 Bentley 以及精酿啤酒做的一些联名，甚至还有一个非常盛大的 DJ 音乐派对。那这位艺术家他也会参与在其中，然后我还会有机会跟这位艺术家做一些互动，做一点简单的1对1访谈。所以说大家这支影片记得看完，千万别转台。那现在我就先带大家看看这些公共艺术是布置在台北的哪些角落。那跟我一起走吧 ，Let's go。好，现在我们来到了这一次 Philip Colbert 展览的这个主场地，也就是位于内湖的白石画廊。那现在白石画廊呢，里面正在展出这个龙虾星球之旅。那你们也可以看到，我后面有一个超级大的这个龙虾先生的气球，就坐在这个白石画廊的建筑物上面。那这边呢，我很建议大家天气好的时候来这边拍照打卡。然后有一个小诀窍，就是你人要跟很大的东西拍照的时候，尽量走远一点，带着你的这个摄影师一起走到对接去比较远的地方，就是我现在的这个角度，就可以跟它完美的合影。那我现在呢，就来带大家看一下龙虾星球之旅里面的展览 ，Let's go。好，现在走到呢位于白石画廊附近的 Miracle Coffee， 也就是我们天王林俊杰所开的咖啡店。那这边一样有展出 Philip Colbert 的一些作品，所以来这里可以喝咖啡，然后欣赏一下他的作品。那现在跟我进去一下买咖啡。好，我们现在来到了这个 Art Taipei 2023的现场，然后来到了 C04白石画廊的这个展区。那你可以看到我身后呢，就是有这个龙虾先生。然后他这一次呢，花了非常多的时间，然后还有很多心力去布展。他龙虾先生 Philip Colbert 本人跟他的 studio 设计了很多不一样的壁纸，去帮他的艺术品做不一样的陈列。所以你可以看到这边的展区呢，会跟其他展区的一些陈列会稍有不同。然后今天很荣幸也可以访问到艺术家本人，因为他本人有来到了这个 Art Taipei 展区的现场，那我们就去找他聊聊天，然后也让没有来的朋友看一下这次白石画廊 Philip Colbert 的展区看起来到底是如何。那我们去访问艺术家吧。Alright, now we are at Whitestone Gallery in Art Taipei 2023, and it's my honor to introduce you guys, Philip Colbert. So, how's your trip to Taiwan this time?
It's great. I always love coming to the city. It's an amazing city. So I arrived yesterday, and luckily went for dinner immediately.
Okay.
Always amazing food here. So.
Yeah. So, what kind of food do you like in Taiwan?
Well, everything like barbecue, traditional mixed. I mean, it's all great.
Have you tried stinky tofu before?
I think I have, yeah. But to be honest, too stinky for me.
Too stinky for you, yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about art. So first of all, Whitestone Gallery told me that you and your studio designed this like flowery display for Art Taipei. So could you tell me like what's the meaning or what's the concept behind?
Well, the wallpaper is really just a reference to sort of historical wallpaper designs, almost like French ornate 18th century floral wallpapers, having this very decorative interior romantic aesthetic, and I wanted to sort of pay homage to that, but incorporate all my characters of the lobsters, you know, playfully interacting with it. So on first glance it looks like a floral, you know, just aesthetic decorative wallpaper, but then actually there's lots of funny interactions with lobsters, like jumping around and like breaking out of eggs and like battling each other and stuff. So it's like a sort of, it's a sort of play on the idea that actually wallpaper is quite an interesting canvas ultimately, and also just trying to make the booth a bit more immersive. So it's not just about individual paintings, it's more of a, you know, feeling of
it makes the whole like display more attractive. And then can we talk a little bit about the octopus, right? Yeah,
so the octopus is the lobster's great nemesis. And this painting actually is a reference to a mosaic found in Pompeii in antiquity, like which is now in the Museum of Archaeological Museum of Naples, from 5th century BC. And it's it really just pays homage to this great antagonistic relationship between the lobster and the octopus from history and in nature. And so as a lobster, I like to play homage to this relationship.
I see. Okay, one last question today. Can you talk about your jacket? Your jacket is
so
very nice.
I made my jacket. If I lose it at a party, at least hopefully people know who it belongs to. Yes,
you made your
own
one,
jacket. But I mean, I make other things, like the T-shirt is actually me also, but it's not unique.
Wow. So you made all the patches and then just sew it on the jacket?
No, I actually got a company to make the whole jacket for me.
So we'll continue our interview tomorrow at the gallery.
Look forward to that.
But thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now we're back in Whitestone Gallery, and let's welcome Mr. Philip Colbert to our show. We're doing more interview to talk about your artworks and then your inspiration of arts. So the first question would be, why did you choose lobster as your icon in your artworks?
Well, it's great to be chatting again, and great to be back in Taipei. Love it here, it's such a great city. The lobster is a symbol that I was like always attracted to, even from a kid. Like I grew up in Scotland in the countryside, and I used to love going to the seaside, and I would basically love seeing these like crazy lobsters coming out of the sea. They looked like aliens to me from another planet.
I see.
So I was always drawn to them, and then as I got older I was obsessed with art history, and I just started seeing lobsters appear in like Dutch still life painting in this, and then also in the Surrealist period. So I just sort of would see these lobsters and I would be like, God, it's really a profound symbol, and I just was really interested in it. And the more I looked into Salvador Dali and his obsession with lobsters, it really unlocked this idea in my mind that lobsters were somehow protagonists of the spirit of Surrealism. They were like almost alien energies on Earth with this this power to inspire Surrealism. So I guess that from that point I started doodling them, and then then I became a lobster after a certain point.
So in your mind, lobster is like a very surreal creature?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question. Since you have such close relationship with lobster, do you eat lobster?
Never tasted lobster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, still not.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it because it looks like an alien?
It's actually because I don't really like the taste of seafood, anything from the sea.
Oh, I see.
So because of that, but I particularly don't like shellfish.
So no crab, no lobster, no
crab,
shrimp.
Yes.
Recently, you have a lot of public installation in different parts of Taipei. So there's a cafe, Miracle Cafe, and then there's a department store, and then of course the Whitestone Gallery. So how do you feel about those public installations?
Well, I always love trying to bring my art to the city in a more immersive way, not just in the context of a gallery. I also love having a more public sculptural aspect or installation, because I just think it bridges art to a slightly wider audience and makes the spirit of art for all more accessible. So Sophie at Whitestone has always been amazing at getting my spirit like that and creating interesting collaborations every time we have an opening, which I really love that. That leaving the gallery and making the artwork interact in the city. So obviously having the giant inflatable on the building is amazing, just because
the balloon is very impressive.
Yeah, it really pushes surrealism in realism. So
okay, it's like the merge of two worlds.
Yeah, for me, the beauty of art is really flying the flag of creative possibility and reality, and how you can have ideas and you enact them and make them real. So that relationship between the imagination and reality, there's a bridge, and that changes reality. So I think as individuals, we can creatively redefine our reality, and so there is no fixed reality. It's not like a factual cage. It's actually something we have malleable control over. We can really invent the world.
I see.
So for me, like, art is a great flag of our creative freedom.
Okay. By looking at your recent artworks, I can see a lot of inspiration from the artist Andy Warhol. So can you talk a little bit about Andy Warhol? Yeah,
so Warhol's an artist that's very inspirational for me. I think Warhol, as a performer, as a performative artist, I think he very much captured the way that Duchampian theory was applicable in a very commercial, mass production, brand heavy world, where the idea of the American dream and mass production was very much had a dominant hold in culture. And I often think that if we were pop in the 60s, if pop was an accurate reflection of our ideals and values in the 60s, I think today we live in like a hyper-pop state, where pop theory has combined with hyper-dry, hyper-scroll consumption.
Right.
Where we're now hyper-consumers, like almost in a semi-android state.
Yeah.
So hence why I'm really interested in working with digital art and really pushing the boundaries of art today.
Right. I see you have like a new sculpture that incorporate like digital arts behind. Can you talk a little bit about that piece of art?
Yeah, so the cryptofiction sculpture is really a reference to this idea that we are living in such a digital age.
Right.
We're defined by our belief in the digital value system and our digital consumption. So it really underpins, I think, the way we live today. And so that piece was, again, another reference to Salvador Dali, because I was looking at some of his crucifixion paintings and I was finding it amazing how he was able to take the subject of a crucifixion, and which is a very historical subject, but he was able to reinvent it for a modern audience at the time. And I like the idea of using that same device but applying it to technology.
The last question would be, since you are already a successful figure and artist, what kind of achievement are you looking for in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as an artist I'm always looking just to keep building and evolving my language. I think that ultimately the real value in art isn't the short-term success. It's really the freedom of the art and the freedom of imagination to just keep pushing and creating new language for art. So I guess with every time I can push things and get opportunities, I try and just keep building that freedom of my world and the power of the language to keep evolving, really.
I see. All right. Thank you so much. Let's have a drink in the lobster party tonight.
Look forward to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 好，那现在来到了晚上，就是我自己也非常期待的这个龙虾派对。那么这个龙虾派对呢，是由 Bentley， 然后还有 GQ， 还有白石画廊以及画家 Philip Colbert 共同举办的。所以我们 cue 一下刚刚那个开幕的画面，刚刚这个酒会开幕的画面，也就可以看到 Philip Colbert 本人，然后还有白石画廊的老板，以及 GQ 的 Kevin 编辑长，他们就一起做了一个开幕。然后现在在我面前的这一台呢，是由这个 Philip Colbert 他设计的一个非常特别的 Continental GT， 它就是把一些 他的这些龙虾先生的这个艺术的元素放到了这台 Continental GT 上面。那我个人觉得非常的喜欢，就是这个黑色底加上非常鲜艳的一些色彩，真的是非常好看。然后这一次呢，也有跟台虎精酿他们联名出了一个啤酒，你们在画面上可以看到，就是出了一个特殊的龙虾先生版本的这个包装。然后希望在看影片的你们也有来到这个 party 的现场，然后就是大家喝喝啤酒。我刚刚已经见到不少就是我的这个 YouTube 频道的观众，那谢谢大家来。那现在呢，我就要去 enjoy 啤酒 ，enjoy party。好 ，OK。OK， 刚已经喝了蛮多杯啤酒，然后现在来到另外一个展间。那这次 Philip Colbert 他们很用心，还有用了一个很像是这个拍贴机的部分。然后这边就是我刚刚所提到的这个台虎精酿跟这个龙虾先生所出的联名的啤酒，然后叫长岛冰啤。这里它的包装上呢就有很多这个龙虾先生所做的一些创作以及绘画。然后我们来看一下这边的这个展区，然后就要跟大家做结尾了，因为我就要继续去喝酒。刚已经喝蛮多，然后就很热，因为现在天气其实还没有很凉嘛，然后穿这个外套就觉得蛮热的。所以这边呢，就是有一些小点心啊，然后有铜雕，然后还有更多的艺术品在这边。好了，那么以上呢就是这一次这个 Philip Colbert 来台湾的一个沉浸式的体验。那么这支影片我们带大家看了，就是他在台北各个区域的一些展览、公共艺术的一些陈列，然后也带你们在 Art 台北跟他聊了个天，然后在白石画廊里面聊了天。那这一档展览的展期呢，我会放在这边，然后希望大家可以来白石画廊看也好，或是去喝喝咖啡，或是去中泰去找找看这些 Philip Colbert 的这个足迹，然后去拍个照，然后打个卡，然后你们可以在下方留言告诉我一下，你们喜不喜欢龙虾先生，然后你们觉得这次的陪伴的艺术家的整个来台湾的旅程的这个沉浸式体验如何？那谢谢大家的收看，我们下次见，拜拜。好，再补充一下，可能是因为有一点微醺的，所以话比较多。就是在白石画廊斜对面的这个台北 Bentley 内湖的展区，也一样有 Philip Colbert 他的一些图案啊，还有一些设计在他们的这个店外面的这个玻璃上。所以说大家来这边赏车的时候呢，也可以顺便看到 Philip Colbert 的艺术品，甚至里面都还有龙虾先生的雕塑在里面。所以如果大家来这边看车的话，不要忘记顺便看一下龙虾先生。